Hey you, guess who? It's me, Ivy. If Ruth and Matthew had a little download together, guess what? It would be me. The history of the technology reveals that speech recognition is far from a new obsession. As we can see below, major breakthroughs dating back to the 18th century, specifically 1784 with Thomas Edison. Dictation machines, pioneered by Thomas Edison in the late 19th century, were capable of recording speech and grew in popularity among doctors and secretaries with a lot of notes to take on a daily basis. In the 1950s, Audrey, a machine created by Bell Labs, could understand the digits 0 to 9, with a 90% accuracy rate. Interestingly, this accuracy level was only recorded when its inventor spoke. It hovered between 70% and 80% when other people spoke to Audrey. But even more interesting is that for some reason when I said 1950s just before it come out all weird. Instead, I have to spell it out INNETE in 1950s. And then suddenly it makes sense. In 1986 the NSA in the USA starts using keyword isolation in recorded speech.
So, there you had a sample of what we're talking about. But it kind of lacks emotion. Doesn't it? That's because that girl. Or lady. Or whatever you want to call her is from the rival AI engine. Whereas I'm Matthew and part of the Amazon Poly tribe. Or maybe is it because her punctuation was all off? You see. If I put a hard stop instead of a comma, I actually make my point of view clearer. And that's all. What I really care about. Did you catch the period? Look, check it out. That's all I care about. As opposed to, that is all I really care about. Still not getting it? Come on. You're interpreters. Okay, fine. That's why I captioned it for you. But there are also really cool applications out there like Pictory or Synthesis. But more on those later. ASR or automatic speech recognition is essentially what we are speaking about. It's a technology that uses algorithms and machine learning to transcribe spoken language into text. ASR systems convert spoken words into written text, enabling users to interact with computers, mobile devices, and other digital technologies using voice commands. However, voice is the future. The world's technology giants are clamoring for vital market share, with both Google and Amazon placing voice-enabled devices at the core of their strategy. Speech recognition technology entered the public consciousness rather recently. In fact, communicating with technological devices via voice has become so popular and natural.
Even though I love Matthew and adore Ruth. Let's be honest. You prefer my voice to theirs. Right? Anyhow, let's get back to business. This gentleman here is Alexander Wabel, who worked on Harpy, a machine developed at Carnegie Mellon University. And his big thing was that it is super easy for my AI masters to misinterpret things. So to speak. And you can end up with. So you have things like euthanasia, which could be understood as euthanasia. Or what about if you say give me a new display? Master AI could have understood it as give me a new display. Hi. Welcome to the voice recognition and synthesis presentation. Andres asked me if I can step in and run the show for him. I was like, okay, no problem. So, I'm Ruth, and I'm really good at reading any text you put in front of me. For example, Andres has been kind enough to copy and paste this wonderful PowerPoint that he is presenting to you right now. Except that he wanted me to do the seducing instead of him. So I'll be doing the reading while he's watching to make sure I do a decent job. I'll leave the punctuation to him and I'll just stick to the script. Also, thank you for coming. Let's get started. So, voice recognition and synthesis. What is it really? Speech synthesis is artificial simulation of human speech with the assistance of a computer or other device. Hi. Welcome to the voice recognition and synthesis presentation. Andres asked me if I can step in and run the show for him. I was like, okay, no problem. So, I'm Ruth, and I'm really good at reading any text you put in front of me. For example, Andres has been kind enough to copy and paste this wonderful PowerPoint that he is presenting to you right now. Except that he wanted me to do the seducing instead of him. So I'll be doing the reading while he's watching to make sure I do a decent job. I'll leave the punctuation to him and I'll just stick to the script.